Okay.
Okay. And now go. Boom. There's IG. Look at that. I like
That's
that look.
nice.
I do like the blur. It's not just the one aspect of it. Yes. Oh yeah. 1 second, Johnny. We're just looking. Give it. It's a couple seconds behind. And oh, it's nice that you get to see the comments and everything here. Oh, that's nice. I like it. Johnny, what you got glasses on there? What is that?
So remember the pair that I sent you, the Ray
Yeah.
Bans.
This is
So
a clear one.
these are the clear ones, and literally you can go live with these things. You can do 60-second videos, and you can just upload right from your phone, right automatically to any platform, like Meta platforms. And the other ones are on there too. But this is the pair that I want to get you, and they're blue blocking. So at that point, if you're in front of the computer, they're going to block the blue light. And at that point, like I said, you're going to look like Clark Kent because you're going to be Superman. So at that point, they're a little bit better. You can wear it inside, and it doesn't look like you're wearing sunglasses. Try to be cool. Oh, there we go. Look at you. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Oh,
But yeah, I mean,
we're
great
back.
first person.
Big Johnny, we have a huge announcement to say to everybody that is coming to the Arnold Classic. We will be there. We got the Titan Medical crew, and there's plenty of us. So
Oh, yeah.
if you guys are at the expo, come by Pro Gym and see us. We'll be there days and nights. I know
That's
that
right.
we got a lot of events going on there too, but we're going to be sitting down. And let me give you this lineup that we have for Friday. We have Midwest Kong, who's probably the strongest guy I've ever seen on the bench press. He did 315 for 44 reps.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Okay.
Also, he's a jiu-jitsu boy, so I freaking love this.
Nice.
He can tussle and he can lift.
Strong. Yeah, it's just strong and effective like that for sure. It's a winning combination.
Right. So he's putting on with my boy CT Fletcher, Jungle Wars at 7 o'clock on Friday night at Pro Gym. But before that starts, both Kong and CT Fletcher are sitting down with us to talk on the podcast
Hell yeah.
and just go over what is going on, lifting, both at different times, because I got so many questions to ask both of them. Mostly just they're so unique and what they're doing. And then obviously I got to sit down with my guy of over 30 years CT. Gosh, 35 years.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's still going after all the stuff, the heart and everything like that. So big props to him for sure.
Yeah, he's still crushing it. And so we got to sit down with him. We got Kevin Levrone coming through to sit down with us.
Oh, nice.
So, another legend. Well,
Yeah,
that's
man.
all that we can do. That's all. No, actually, we got Ed Cohen, the GOAT of powerlifting, coming to sit down with us on Friday.
Oh, wow.
Well, so, and that's just Friday. I'm just
Right.
giving you guys the Friday lineup. And so, if you guys want to meet these guys and sit down and have us, we're discussing with them. So we get to wrap with them, and then Big Johnny right there,
Super
myself, and
Yes.
Batman,
Yes.
aka Clark Bartram, will be there, and we're going to be getting in depth and going over health and fitness, longevity. And the cool thing about that too is that I love the fact that you get to sit down with Clark Bartram in person
Yeah.
and really get into depth on what he's going through right now and what's going on with you in your
Yeah.
life.
Yep.
I think that's going to be an emotional sit down, but
Yeah. I would say
we
so.
have. I saw something. I think it was the other day. Dana White. I like how blunt he is, and he just says, "You guys got to stop fighting, man. Life is short. It's fast and it's short. Stop fighting. Go out there and enjoy your life. Do your thing. Do whatever you want to do, but start doing it." Stop complaining, stop making excuses, stop blaming people, and just kind of get out there and rock and roll.
Yep.
Would you add to that, my friend?
I know. I honestly, I think that's right on the head. I mean, you don't know how much time you got. Tomorrow's not promised. At that point, like, you want to maximize every single second of every single day. And if you're not, you're doing yourself a disservice. And time is precious, man. You never get it back. You can't buy it. I wish you could, and it's just crazy. And things will hit you so fast out of left field that you won't know what hit you. And then you realize how precious life is and how much time you have could be shorter than you thought.
Yeah, I agreed with what we're going through. This week for me, this should get you guys all excited. I'm doing the dry out again this week. I have the UFC this Saturday, so I'm dieting down with my boy Paulo Costa. Trying to make weight. So I'm doing a dry out. So we are pushing it to another level right now. But what's cool about that is I'm along with Titan Medical. It's got the 60-day challenge.
Yep.
We've talked about this, and we'll put up another story today and another sign up list for you guys. We're still letting people in, right?
Absolutely. 100%.
Okay. So if you're just hearing about this everywhere here, 60-day challenge, Titan Medical, winners win some incredible support from Titan Medical itself.
Yep.
Johnny, you want to go over what they're...
Sure. So 60-day Titan Transformation Challenge is in full effect. The winner, male and female, will receive 3 free months of HRT and all the support that goes with it, consultation, blood work, the whole 9. If they can't or not able to do HRT, they can take any of the Titan Medical Center therapies. Or if you want clothing, then you can get clothing too, up to $375 per month. It's real simple and easy to join. It's real simple. All you have to do, if you're a patient, you got therapies from us, you can induct yourself automatically. All you have to do is just follow the rules and just send us the email. If you're not and you're a supporter and you want to get in this, it's like 20 with shipping. I think it's $40. A t-shirt, you got something from Titan Medical Center, you're in. At that point, let's go. I mean, all you guys should be taking full advantage of this. If you're short on money, right, and you can't get therapies from us, this is a way for you guys to get some therapies and get things started. For anybody that wants to just improve themselves, this is going to help you guys out. And really, the winner hopefully will do what the other winners did, and they continue on that journey of progression and just keep getting better and better and better. And our last challenge winners, I mean, absolutely. I mean, they both are just, they hit it out of the park, and they're still working on themselves, which is great. And they look amazing.
Jeffrey, do you got some photos here of some before and afters we could show the people here? Go for that. Let's show some of this. Look at that. Look at that. Holy cow.
Wow.
Before, after. And this is, again, not just Titan Medical and the support there. I'm going to give all the support I can, too, for you guys. Give me another one. Oh, that's great. That's great. That's great. Guys and girls, I love
amazing.
That. Give me another.
This is awesome.
Give me another. Holy cow. Something about this is that you win. Everybody that does it wins.
That's right.
I mean, I always think when I slice down, it's like every time I get sliced again, it's like I get to see the artwork, that fine tune. And so for me, it's still fun. I'm still that 13-year-old kid, 14-year-old kid dieting down, going, this is fun for me.
Yeah.
Just for you guys out there that just want to get in shape for the first time. You got my support. You got everybody from Titan Medical support.
Yep.
There's a load of knowledge for you guys here. And then at the end of the day, it's a nice crew to be around and suck up that energy from people that are pushing it.
That's right.
Johnny got no off button.
No off button. It's all go, go, go. Especially now. It's go, go, go for sure. 100%.
So
110%.
For anybody that's here, I'll put up a link on this, and this will also go live on the page. And look at the very first comment. There will be a link there pinned to the top for you guys to send in an email, get signed up, and rock and roll today. So we'll get started on that.
Yes.
Let's jump on to real quick. Just I know that Titan Medical always has something that they're focused on the week
Sure.
of. What is this week's specials?
Well, my shirt is an indicator for you guys and girls. Valentine's Day is tomorrow. So Valentine's Day specials, right? For all you guys and girls out there that want to increase pleasure, more stamina, just have a better time and perform like a superhero in the bedroom, we're doing something special for you guys. So it's buy 5 free libido enhancers, any of them, and you get your 6th one for free. So at that point, that's the special. So it doesn't take any or require any blood work. All you have to do is fill out the new patient paperwork. You see the consultation with the provider, and you guys can get the libido enhancer special or anything else that does not require blood work. We're getting them out as fast as possible, even for tomorrow. I've got people ordering today. They're in the state, and they will get their packages by tomorrow, hopefully, so they can have the good time. But, this is, with Valentine's Day on Wednesdays, usually people don't celebrate during the week. It is what it is, right? So they usually celebrate on the weekends. Like they're going to celebrate. A lot of my friends are celebrating on Saturday with their girlfriends, wives, or their others, their mistress. At that point, you can still get the medications or the therapies to your door probably before that. If you jump on it now, we'll get you scheduled real quick. You can hop on with the provider, and then you can order the therapies super fast and get them shipped out to you super fast so you guys can utilize them. And it's not just for Valentine's Day, but it's supposed to be a special day, right? I know a lot of people will call it Hallmark holiday, but at that point, you can do something special for your partner, make it memorable in so many different ways. It doesn't cost a lot of money to do. And I think every girl and guy, sexual pleasure or, sexual health is a big part of who we are. A lot of people don't like to talk about things like that, but we're physical, emotional, and sexual beings. All 3 of these things come together, and it's in our DNA to do things like that. Now, before it was just for procreation, right? But nowadays it's for pleasure, and it helps your partners bond with each other. It brings you closer together, or it should. And, especially when you guys are at maximum optimal working mode. At that point, I think your partner is going to like it a lot better. And, like I said, if you're not having continuously, intercourse with your partner, I'm trying to say this in a nice way, then that could throw the relationship off, and that could take the relationship down bad roads. I know people that, they're in a relationship. I talk to people all the time because we do a Cupid's Corner every week. And a lot of people will stop me and they ask me different questions, or I have guys or friends, and I ask them, like, listen, so what's the interval? Like, how often? What do you guys do, right? And
lost you.
Lost your audio, kid. Maybe they pulled you because you were talking sexual.
We gotta carry this over on Rumble.
Yeah. One thing too, and when Johnny gets the sound back, we're gonna go over this again. One thing is that it isn't just for guys. Just so you guys know that there is stuff that women can take that will get them fired up. There, he's back.
Sorry, guys. I guess my mic muted. This is a new mic. I must have touched something.
It's all right. Can you go over that? I think most people think there's just stuff for guys to enhance the sexual, but there's also stuff for girls.
Yes. So, guys and girls, can both have low libidos, but girls have a tendency or a high percentage to not even have an orgasm, right? Because they have displeasure during sexual intercourse. So with that, there are different things for women to enhance their sexuality. Before, it was just thought of like Viagra or Cialis is just going to affect guys, and that's just for erections and everything like that. It's not true. So sildenafil and tadalafil, which are Viagra and Cialis, the main active ingredients, can both work on females the exact same way. It's a vasodilator and brings blood down to the extremities, to lower function or the genitalia. So at that point, that should increase sensitivity, which should hopefully increase pleasure, and at that point, hopefully help out with an orgasm. But there is one main one that we do that's in Cupid's Candy, or you have directly, is PT141. This is an FDA-approved peptide for sexual dysfunction, HSDD, for females. So at that point, this was made directly for females. Now, the way that it works is different from any vasodilator out there. So sildenafil, tadalafil, Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, it's different as far as it works directly on the nervous system to create true libido and blood flow. So not only are you going to have the blood flow down low, but you're going to be mentally stimulated libido wise, the drive. That's what I tell people. You can have the tool, but you need the drive. And some people don't have the drive, even if they have the tool and it's up and standing. So, this will create a great thing for females. And females are different than males because females get excited different than males do. Us guys, we're more feel, touch, that stimulates us. But for females, they're more mentally driven. That's why females out there, I say it all the time, like, you see a hot girl with this guy and you're like, oh, is it money? This guy might be broke as a joke. But what it is they're attracted to something, whether it's intelligence, they're funny, they like something quirky about this guy, that drives them to be, head over heels for this person at that point. So, if you're looking for something to improve this, and like I said, for females, a lot of females don't have orgasms. A lot of females, they really don't have pleasure during sex sometimes. A lot do, but at that point, this can increase pleasure for both males and females. Cupid's Candy has actually 3 main ingredients, and this is an oral one. It has tadalafil, which is Cialis, 5 milligrams, has oxytocin, which is a bonding hormone, and then it has PT141, which is great for stimulating libido in the nervous system. So you have all 3 working together to give you the ultimate satisfaction and pleasure. And this is something that partners can take together. It's not just one partner has to take it to have a good time. Both can take it and both can increase pleasure, satisfaction, and make it a memorable time, guaranteed.
Now, this is something I think most guys or people don't talk about just because it's uncomfortable for them. But this is something definitely for somebody that has ED. But this is also for people that just want to heighten their sex life.
Right.
I think that's one of those things. The old school mentality was, oh, I don't need that. I'm good to go, which is great. But if you want to really take it to another level, some people have stage fright, even if they have their erections and they're good at home or whatever it is. So it's good for a multitude of things. Some people second guess their performance, don't have the confidence. Obviously there's people out there that have ED, but there's a lot of people out there that do want to increase performance, just like whether they want to increase performance in the gym, they want to increase performance in the bedroom, or increase their brain knowledge, capacity. So at that point, like, don't think that you have to have a problem for this to be used to increase or enhance what you're already doing. And if you do have a problem or issue, these are definitely going to help that. I mean, even guys that I know a lot of guys that say, oh, I don't need that. Right. But if I talk to them by themselves, I'm like, hey, listen, are you sure? And maybe. Yeah. So of course they don't want to talk about it, admit it, and that's okay. It's just like somebody that, I don't know, if they have to hide what they're doing. We're here.
Yeah.
We're here because we'll talk about it. And we'll go, hey, you know what? I want to serve up a nice 9-inning baseball game and make sure that she's snoring at the end of the night. You know what
exactly.
I mean?
Exactly.
So we'll do that. And for you guys out there that maybe are dealing with ED, this is definitely a phone call and email to the company, Titan Medical, and talk to them. But then also for you guys that just want to step up the game and perform a little bit better, it's also somebody to talk to. Yeah. And so that being said, what I like about Titan Medical is that it's not just the one aspect. You said it's not just the sexual. I know that it's B-Day, and so that's what we're talking about right now, but it's also the gym life. Yes, we get that. But also the business life, because you also have peptides that help the mind.
Yes.
And create, it's like we say, steroids for your mind. It's something that it just, you takes it to another level to where it's limitless, like the movie or the TV show. And there's nothing better than that. And then I know that for me personally, baby fog is a real thing. And I didn't know about this before I had my son. But for my girl, she had some baby fog after having the baby. And then we got her. Well, you can talk about it right now. You go into this about stimulating the mind and making it function.
Yes. So, as we get older, our minds don't function as good as they used to when we were younger. And pregnant women, when they give birth, when they're going through pregnancy, hormones are fluctuating like crazy, right? And after they give birth, hormones are functioning not optimal. And this can mess with a whole bunch of different things. And even with guys that have low testosterone, you can get foggy thinking in the brain, right? And that could be cured by testosterone. But somebody that's just getting foggy thinking, everything's all right, optimal as far as hormone wise, you really want to look at something that's going to increase your brain power, right? Even if you don't think everything's foggy and you want to increase your brain power, this is going to be the one for you. So when we talk about NAD, so NAD is definitely one of the best things out there for brain function, mental clarity, protecting DNA, repairing things at the cellular level. I mean, NAD is a coenzyme that's in every living cell in the body. It's natural to the body. It's not something that's foreign. So it's not like some synthetic drug out there that you're injecting to try to get more brain power or brain capacity. When we looked at the movie Limitless, and that's kind of what we called this from, because in the movie Limitless, obviously this guy takes his pill, NZT, and he becomes super smart. He learns all these different things, but when he stops taking it, then he deteriorates, or people deteriorate when they stop taking it. That's not going to happen with this. So this is only going to cause great benefit. There's going to be no downside, except for if you stop taking it, you might not be as laser focused as you are when you do take it. That's the one benefit. And natural energy. So there's a difference between taking a stimulant and the natural energy. Where natural energy, you're just alert, right? But you're not zooming around or jittering or anything like that, or feeling like you got a pinball in your body just bouncing back and forth. At that point, it's one of the best. I take it every single day. And some people only take it if they have a special event or a business meeting or something like that. Anytime you take it, it's going to work the exact same. You can take it with an intramuscular shot with a little insulin needle about this big, ½ inch. A lot of people are pressing the IVs with NAD. It's good, but you have to sit there for 2 hours to be able to get the NAD into your body. If you do it shorter time, you're going to get a reaction as far as not something that's going to hurt you, but it's maybe an uncomfortable feeling if you've never had it before. So if you take NAD by an IV bag and you do it real quick, it floods the system with ATP. And at that point, your chest feels like it tightens up and you start getting a little flush. And that freaks people out the first time, really does. They're like, oh my God, I'm going to die. I'm having a heart attack. What is this doing to me? But at that point, then they get through it and everything's good. With the intramuscular shot, they're going to feel it kick in, but they're not going to have that intense feeling that they would with an IV bag. So it's really easy and simple to do. You're talking about maybe 5 minutes in your house or your office, boom, and you're on your way to laser focusedness, improving mental clarity, and protecting your DNA and recovering at the cellular level. I mean, all benefits, no downside.
I was always told prior to Titan Medical from these guys that were on stage speaking with me, and they're like, oh, I take my NAD. And I just a game changer. And these guys got to be focused. And what I loved is somebody said, there's a difference between being busy and being productive. True. And that's how I feel the mind is. True. Somebody's like, oh, I'm here. I'm fine. I don't need something like that. I don't need to. Yeah, you're busy. You're all over the place. You're not focused. You're not. Right. And I love that about NAD for me and for Mona. This is one of those things that we both use. And we have been using now for a good 6 weeks, I think it is.
What I like about it is that it prevents, it helps with Alzheimer's.
Right. It helps with the Alzheimer's and stuff. I don't want to go down that road. But yeah, so 6 weeks. So anybody that's out there that wants to talk to me or Mona about that and what we've noticed, for me, especially right now, you guys know when you are carb depleted, how you forget. What was I just talking about? I'm in that phase right now. This is dry out. This is the last bit of it. The body fat is down. Obviously, the face is all Skeletor now. So it helps me stay focused at this stage of the game. I know Johnny's 24/7. I text this guy a few times a day, every day, and it doesn't matter what time it is. He's working, he's up, and he's moving and grooving. And I love that aspect. That
absolutely,
again, you're not just that old school. You're not just the president of the company. You're also a client.
Absolutely, 100%.
This stuff, and you again optimized at a second level to people that are around me. So I love it.
I'm just about improving myself. That's the whole point, right? Is to be the best you possibly can in every aspect, and to do what you need to do to get there. That's going to be healthy and not the bad way. So at this point, like NAD, I mean, even the studies they're starting to use it with dementia and Alzheimer's patients. Like these are degenerative brain disease, as far as that goes, and these are working very well in these trials. So at that point, like even maybe possible prevention, because there's more and more dementia patients, Alzheimer patients, and they're really looking for something to really turn around. Now, there's some other great drugs coming out just specifically for that, but they've been using this in the interim, and they've been having some great results. So, if it's going to help them, it's really going to help you as a regular person if you have your brain straight and you have no problems.
I love the fact that they're doing that because again, we do charity work, and that was one of the toughest charities events we ever did in our lives.
Yeah.
And so anything to help, it's an ugly disease, ugly.
True that.
But jump back for a second because we talked about the bedroom. We talked about the mind. Let's jump back to the gym as
Sure.
this week, and everybody's set. They know what they're going to do on V-Day, and you're right. This weekend's going to be a weekend of craziness.
Yep.
But next week, I'm thinking about Monday. I'm thinking about doing the 60-day challenge. I'm thinking about how do I get moving and grooving. I put the email in. I have my talk.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that you guys are doing now to get them moving on the nutrition, the training, their protocol? Is there a place that they can watch and follow along? Because I know that Titan Medical is putting up a lot of information.
Yep. So for me, I've been making videos. I've already made my video. It was just me last week when I was going into Crunch. I'm in the challenge just with you guys. I'm trying to better myself just like you guys are. And Mike, for sure, 100%. This guy drives me and motivates me more than you guys know. But, at that point, like, we're going to be there to support you guys. Now, all the nutrition stuff, and as far as that goes and training, I'm going to push that to Mike. I think that Mike should handle that. We're going to handle the therapy side of things, and we are going to work together collaborative to give you guys the best so you guys can get the best results, right? And, at that point, like he'll put the plan together for your training, your nutrition, you take your therapies, be consistent. All you have to do is do that, drink some water and get some sleep, and you're going to get some great results for sure, 100%. Now, social media platforms, that's what I guess, they're going to follow us along with that, whether it's on the stories. So I'm going to repost people that do want to be reposted. And at that point, repost myself or whoever it is, training and really trying to give you guys some tips through this. Now, I've done a ton of training videos, just like you. And at that point, if you guys really want training videos, I'll post free training videos up for you guys to show you guys some different exercises, what you guys want to do. But a full, complete plan, Mike's going to be the guy to go to so you guys can get a full, in detailed, structured plan to know exactly what you're going to do. And that's all you have to do. Because if you've never done this before, you probably don't know what to do. And you don't know what steps to take first or how to go about it. Don't make it too complicated. Even if you don't want to use training or nutrition or anything like that, go in and start exercising. I don't care what it is. If you have to start with walking, brisk walk, and then go into a gym and do light work. And if you don't know any of these training exercises, like I said, you can get from Mike. There's so much information out there to be able to do this. Maybe not the nutrition function. There's a lot of, different theories and who's right about this or what diet. But training is pretty simple, right? It really is to a certain degree. As you get more advanced, there's more things you learn, but it's all about form and just getting in there and starting to do activity. I don't care if you're running, rollerblading. I mean, you're doing something of activity. Yeah, something like that. Now listen, cardiovascular exercising is great, and it's great for losing weight. But the true secret, I think, my opinion, is weightlifting. And it doesn't have to be a whole bunch of weight, but weightlifting will do you much better. And the reason is that I pick weightlifting over cardiovascular training is because you're going to build muscle. And at that point, the more muscle you have, the more fat you burn in your body. Cardiovascular training is essential for cardiovascular health, for leaning out. And Mike does a ton of it. I hardly do that much. I think the only cardiovascular exercise I do is with Sharice every day. And that's it. Other than that, I really don't get it in. But I can tell you, I've had to run, I've had to run around bases for my son and coaching and stuff like that. I still got it. I don't know, maybe I can't go as long, but I still got it. So, I mean, I still have endurance and stamina. But if I caught myself slipping where I was like, then I would probably go back and do more cardiovascular training. It just is what it is. But for me, like I'm an ectomorph. So at that point, I have to work to keep my weight on, and cardiovascular training is not a part of it. Growing up, man, I was a runner. I loved to run. And I still would love to run. It's just, I know that I'm going to burn so many calories and probably not get them in, that at that point, like, I got to kind of pick what I want to do, pick and choose here.
I'm going to do this. I think this might help if anybody's out there and they're going to do the 60-day challenge from Titan Medical. I'll do a check-in this coming Monday in the Titan crew for anybody and everybody that's doing the check-in, and sent the email to Titan Medical and everything like that. Just let me know that you're in there, you signed up, and you're good to go. And then I'll do a check-in with you guys in the Titan crew to help you guys in the right direction for the nutrition training if you want my help.
That's awesome.
But just let me know that you've got there, you're signed up, and Titan Medical is helping you out to optimize the body. Because I think one of the biggest things that you and I agree on is that you can train really, really hard, and you can eat well, and you can do all this, but if the body's not working with you and then the body's not functioning right, that's a frustrating thing for an individual.
It is. It really is. It's
And
like
so
fighting an uphill battle.
Yeah, it's kind of going to that with finding out that the body's not working and how simple. I mean, it really is. I mean, if you get the blood work done, which is easy to do,
right?
You have your talk with your provider. It's going to, first of all, it turns your light on in your head going, wow, I didn't know this was off. I didn't know this wasn't functioning as well. Right. Maybe something was wrong with my thyroid or whatever that may be. It's a great thing to have that talk with somebody. For me, I always like the talks. First off, your people are incredible. You picked incredible people, but they set you up to win.
Yes.
And then we had a couple of the Titan Medical guys over at the house on leg day, and they were talking about their protocols on what they want to do. Oh. And you made a point, Jeff. You made a point about something is what I liked. And this is when it comes to HRT companies. I know there's companies out there and they try to make a quota. You know, you should spend this much. And it's like, come on, these are working people that don't make that kind of money. And then you're trying to make a quota, trying to get them to go, you need to do this, 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 and this. And what Jeff pointed out was one of the guys was like, two things. And they said, we don't need you to do this, this, and this. And I'm like, wow, that's awesome. The only reason I say that is because you don't get pressured to do this huge amount of stuff.
No.
They are basic, what you need to make you work, and don't try to upsell. I guess that's what they say. They call it an upsell.
Yeah, upsales.
And a lot of these companies do upsales that we've seen.
Yeah.
And it's a nasty thing.
It's very unfortunate the companies are out there doing that, because they're not doing right by the patient. And they shouldn't be in healthcare, because healthcare is about doing right for the patient. That's what it's all about. It's about the patient. It's not about hitting the quota. So at that point, like for us, we never want to like throw a whole bunch on somebody's plate or recommend a whole bunch of things that they don't need. One, if it's their first time ever doing something like that, they get overwhelmed and they find a box and they have 20 different things in it with 100, 200 different needles. It's like, oh my God, what am I doing here? Their head starts spinning. They might not ever do any of those things, or they might only do one. And now they've wasted a ton of money doing this, right? Two, it's like, why do that to somebody? Because you want to hit a home run? I mean, listen, you do right by somebody, you'll get return business over and over and over again. So it's a bad business move. It's bad business altogether. And then I see people like some of these clinics putting people in contracts. You're going to be in a 3 to 6 month contract. And that means basically they can hit your credit card every month and they're going to send you out the exact same meds that you signed up for originally. There's a problem with that. The problem is that if you sign somebody up for 3 months and the first time they come through in a consultation, let's say it's HRT for a guy, then we're going to give them testosterone, the estrogen blockers, Kisspeptin or enclomiphene, and we're going to send this out to the patient for the first 3 months. Now, the patient starts taking the medication, has some sort of adverse reaction. Well, those medications, they can't like go back to a store and get refunded. They're already stuck with these medications. The other thing that could happen is they might need a different dose of medication. Somebody might need to go up, somebody need to go down, and at that point they're stuck or they're buying more medications now on top of what they already have. So you've done bad things with this patient, and they're like, well, what am I going to do with this? I had one patient that came over from another clinic, and they made him sign up for, I think it was 6 months of medications. They sent him out 6 months of medications. The bill was like $3,800 or something like that around there. And the guy's like, I took it one time. I had an adverse reaction and I wasn't going to take it again. So now he's stuck with 6 months worth of medications and $3,800. This guy is an ex-Florida State trooper. You know, so it's like he doesn't have that kind of money, right? He's got another business on the side, but he's not making buku bucks. And that's a lot of money for somebody, right? I don't care if you make $1 million a year. Yeah. You should think, hey, listen, $3,800 is $3,800, and that's a lot. And if you make every dollar yourself, you'd be like me or Mike or somebody of that stature, and it would count. Like, I don't care. Like, every dollar counts for me. Every cent counts for me.
I got to stop you for 1 second, because another thing, too, doesn't make sense to me. And again, I go back to common sense. It sucks because the individual that's going in for the health reason, as soon as they start a protocol, whatever that may be, their body's going to change over the next 30 to 60 days.
Yep.
And so the protocol would change over the next 30 to 60 days. And to lock them into the same meds, you're telling me you're not going to check their blood work for 6 months to a year? And for me, I just go, wait a minute. I would like to know what has changed, what is going on, is my body working better, or you know. So that's just one of those big things that I think that, again, for you guys out there, if you don't know, your body's going to change. And so
definitely
check the numbers again and see if you need to change the protocol or
yeah, I mean, there's something might change. Like, listen, guys might need less of an estrogen blocker, more of an estrogen blocker. I mean, there's different things that could change. And if you're not on it and you're not monitoring your patients correctly, bad things are going to happen to them, or negative things that might, let's say a guy gets gynecomastia. It's not going away. He's now got to go get surgery to get it out, right? And the whole point was this: he just wanted to feel better. And now he's got gynecomastia and he's got man titties. So at that point, he's running around. His girlfriend's like, what's going on here? You look like a girl. You want one of my bras? No, nobody wants to do that. No guy wants that. You know, and the other thing is like not monitoring patients properly. There's places out there, a lot of them, they're only going to give you a blood test once a year. And that one blood test was your initial blood test to even get on treatment. So at that point, you've went a whole year without even knowing where your numbers are at, what's going on. And there's a big problem with that when you're taking testosterone, because you're not getting monitored correctly. H&H go up, hemoglobin, hematocrit, and red blood cell count. You're talking about thickening the blood, sludge-like. It's not going to go through your system correctly. DVTs, blood clot, strokes. Now you're on Eliquis, which is the blood thinner. And at that point, you might be on this for a long, long time. And I'll tell you what, Titan Medical Center would definitely look at you 2 or 3 times if you're on Eliquis or a blood thinner like that, because you got a DVT, blood clot, or stroke. Because once you get one, now you're at a higher risk to get it again. So that just puts people at, and red blood cell count can go up from a number of different things. But if all 3 of those things are up, and let's say you even fly, you can get a blood clot just from that. You know, it doesn't have to be you taking, steroids or anything like that. So these things can happen, and it's your body. You only have one life to live. We say that all the time. So you need to take care of yourself, and you need to make sure whoever you're going to for healthcare has your best interest at hand, wants to really take care of you. You can feel it. And the other thing about it is that a lot of these places don't give support to patients. They send them off all these medications, and they're not there for them. They might have a question about how to use it. They don't get a call back for 2 to 3 weeks. Like, what are you guys doing out here? Like, you guys are so fast to collect the money.
They get the sales call and the upsale call, but then when they have questions, they don't get anything.
Or support.
I noticed that with some of those companies in my career, that they were very much, again, money hungry, or they didn't change up, or didn't call it back. They just wanted to sale, move on.
That's it. Turn and burn. Turn and burn.
I love this because of what it can do to you in the sense of a real, true, healthy lifestyle where you're going to be a savage father like you are, or a business owner. That being said, Mona's bumping me out here because she would like to talk about something about women.
Okay.
And take this to another level. Then I need to come back in here because I would like to talk to you about one of the Titan Medical people I talked to. We'll talk about that in a second, but I'm going to turn this over
Awesome.
to Mona for a second.
Sounds good.
How are you? How are you turning it? It's like Johnny. Okay.
What's up, Mona? Look at you, rebel.
Yeah. Let's just be real right now, right?
I love
I'm
it.
not
Yes.
getting any younger, okay? And I'm approaching the menopause. It's like coming, boom. It doesn't matter where you go, right? It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know,
It will find you.
it's not helping, okay?
No, I understand.
So, for all of us women, they are going premenopause, menopause, whatever. What advice can you give us to? I know everything starts with the blood work, of course.
Yeah.
When it comes to improve our metabolic system, that's
Yep.
of course, is metabolism, and then all that. There's a lot of things that take place, right? It's diet, it's sleep,
For
it's,
sure.
training. And I'm like you. I don't like really do cardio. I just like to train with weights because that's what works.
Yeah.
Works for me, right?
Yeah.
But what can you give us on that for all of us that are
Sure.
approaching to go through that?
Sure. So obviously, if you're a female and being premenopausal, postmenopausal, or going through menopause currently, this can happen at different ages for different women. I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
Some women it doesn't happen until like 50, some happens at 40. It's just really weird. Like there's no like set age
Like
that
that.
this is going to happen. But the first thing to do is recognize the symptoms of what's going on with your body. And you know your body better than anybody else knows your body because you're living in your body and you've been in your body for that minute, not long, right?
Right.
So at that point, recognize some of these different things. And there could be a multitude of different symptoms that you might be having. It could be brain fog, it could be dry skin, vaginal dryness. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different things that go along with this. So if you start recognizing these different symptoms that are happening to you, what's the next step? And like you said, blood testing is one thing, right? You get that blood test and you can see exactly what's going on. And you have to have somebody that knows what they're looking at your hormones because guys are a lot easier. When we test hormones on guys, there's a free and total, there's an estradiol, we've got that, progesterone, all that. And there's one reference range, right? And that's just what it is. For females, you have different stages, follicular stages that we have to look at. Now, if you're truly menopausal, then at that point, there's a reference range for that we can look at. If you're premenopausal, same thing. So we look at those ranges and see what they are. And at that point, what you'd want to do is optimize those ranges, whether it's testosterone or you need some estrogen or you need some progesterone, these or more things. I mean, at that point, because there's a couple different other hormones you can introduce, but those are the three main ones that women usually have to have. And some women don't need more estrogen. Some women they need an estrogen blocker because their estrogen is so high. And this could be causing negative symptoms.
Right.
Or their testosterone's too low, and this can be causing symptoms. Progesterone might be too low, and this could be causing. Progesterone is great for sleep, more of an anti-anxiety type thing for women. Estrogen is going to give you, your healthy skin back to a certain degree, but you don't want too much because if you have too much estrogen or progesterone, you're going to gain a whole bunch of weight. And women hate gaining weight. They really do. They do.
It goes right around your waistline too.
Their waist, their thighs, all the areas that get the weight first, and that's usually the area of the stomach and everything like that, abdominal. They get really upset with that. So at that point, you want to make sure that those things are optimal, and you're not going too far ahead and maybe one because, like for us, we do a blood test before we do hormones for anybody. But if you went into a gynecologist, most gynecologists would not run a blood test on you as a female. If you said, listen, I think my hormones are off. I think I'm premenopausal. They're like, well, what's going on? And you say, oh, well, my skin's dry. I don't have my energy, foggy thinking, vaginal dryness. And what do? They usually will not do a blood test with you at all. And they'll just directly prescribe you the hormones. And you got to kind of watch out for those hormones they're prescribing you too as well, because some of those hormones are not bioidentical. So if you're getting synthetic hormones, these things can cause cancer. It's a fact, especially for cervical. So at that point, you need to watch out for these things. And sometimes going to the gynecologist that has been your gynecologist forever might not be the right play for you to balance your hormones.
Right.
Because it's all about harmonic balance too.
I
It's not
wouldn't
just
recommend to anyone to take hormones without doing their blood work because
Absolutely not.
obviously you don't know what's going on in your body.
no.
And everything starts with the brain. I always say this and I preach about this, okay? Life is like a traffic jam, right? You go, what causes a traffic jam? There's a accident, there's people hitting the brakes, changing lanes, being on their phones, right? Boom.
Yep.
So what's the problem here? Is it the cars? No, it's the driver, right?
Right.
Because if everybody would drive on the road and they would follow the rules and not pay attention to their phones, obviously, it wouldn't be any of that. So that's how I look at even our metabolism. It's crazy. It's a traffic. You have to kind of make the right choices. Everything starts with diet, nutrition, sleep, and so forth.
course.
And then if you see that you have lack of energy, you don't want to do things, you don't want to attend, play with your kid or whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, something is wrong. Hello? Shake
Something
it
is
up.
wrong.
Yeah, something is wrong. Then go check your blood work and say, okay, I'm doing everything that I need to do, but what now? What is wrong now? Why am I feeling like this?
Right. Right.
Because I tell you what, man, Titan Medical has me going.
You guys better watch out, man, because without Tight Medical Mona was going. So you'd be crazy now. Watch out.
I tell Mike, you better watch
I don't know
out,
if this was
boy.
a good idea for me. Jeez Louise, I'm rethinking the whole thing now.
Yeah, let's
Holy
see.
cow.
You gotta check that.
Yeah.
All the girls that are here, I hope there's many of you, you pay attention what Johnny just said. Really pay attention.
Yeah.
Really, take the next step so you could really improve your health when it comes to us, getting older and approaching menopause, and keep track of everything through blood work and get the help that you actually need so you can feel better.
Yes. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I thought we were going to stop aging here, but we keep getting older.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
one thing you can't stop.
Looking good doing it, though.
Yeah.
Looking good doing it. That's all I can say.
So that's the trick here. This is like I got to train with a guy today that's I've known for a few years now, and man, he came back 15 pounds heavier and better shape and everything, and he's in his 40s now, and it's like wow, and he has to stay on point because his wife is a I guess you'd call it a host on the Today Show.
Oh, wow.
So, it's a second level kind of.
Of course.
If the wife's doing that good, you got to keep pushing like that too.
Absolutely.
And I love the fact that he's this guy that's in his 40s that looks better now than he did in his mid to late 30s. And it was like, you're getting better. I know
Yes.
we're getting older, but you're getting better. And I love that aspect of life that mostly for this crew here, our whole point is to continue to set levels,
Yep.
and not give up and say, hey, let's phone it in and we're done. Age got me. Nah. No, we're still going to fight it. We're going to still optimize this and push it as hard as we possibly can.
Got to.
I was just saying that to you earlier. I said, because I was doing shoulders and I said to Mike, I think I need a massage because my shoulder feels really, really tight. And he said, well, old age, it looks like I said, you don't know about that, huh? Trying to call me out.
We're
Oh,
getting
wow.
more TV.
Yes.
Thank you for the insight on that. And then for everybody else out there, let me just say this again for everybody. We're going to do a Titan check-in for Titan Medical over in the Titan crew. So for anybody and everybody that's out there that is on the Titan Medical Challenge, I'm here to help you guys. Mona's here. The whole team is here to help you guys. And if we can help you guys go through this transformation, just a little talk or insight, or if I can recommend how to train and eat, we're here for you guys as you guys do this.
I would take
Absolutely.
advantage of that, man, because I tell you, people pay a lot of money to get Mike to talk to them about anything. So I
Yeah.
think this is take advantage of it. Put your hands on that sign up at least you get some direction, some sort of path of what you should be doing, to get healthier. So it's a plus plus here.
It's a plus plus, but
Yeah.
make sure to get your V-Day
Yes, the veto enhancers.
yes, and make sure that you pull it out this weekend. Well, literally, and make it great. Sorry, it just came out that way.
You girls too. Girls, they want to get their freak on too. So at that point, listen, ladies, we got something for you too. Nationwide service, wherever you guys are at.
Let's throw that number up there for everybody out there right now, and then also, again, when this goes on the YouTube and everywhere else, this will be having the very first post will be a link to hit up Titan Medical to not only just get the challenge going, but also just touch base with them and see if you should do some blood work now. It's that time to check your health. And then I want to jump into, if you have a couple more minutes with us.
I got all the time in the world for you, Mike.
So I got an interesting question to you. One of our guys is at an age to where his testosterone is fine. His free is okay. It's not the greatest, but he doesn't want to go down the testosterone level. He doesn't want to do that. So it's his own personal opinion. But what other options could he do right now to help? And I said AOD, but I want to hear from you.
Sure.
What other options could he do right now to get rid of some of that body fat that he has, and
Sure.
and maybe strengthen him up a little bit, give him a little bit more energy? And this is a guy that 100% is trying to live his best life, and out there with the ladies. So
I gotcha.
we need to get him in shape. We need to get him moving like a Titan
Sure.
lifestyle.
Sure.
So what are some recommendations?
There's a couple of recommendations. Obviously, listen, you could do AOD 9604. If he's lacking on energy, though, what I would do is I would do ECA Stack Plus with AOD. That way you have energy, you have some stimulant action, mental clarity is good there, and then you're losing weight and not storing calories there. So at that point, that's going to be a great combination to do. Also give you more energy in the gym, so you can actually work out harder. Hopefully that will hopefully get you better results. After that, I mean, if you really want to lose weight and you're really, it depends on who you are, but the semaglutide or tirzepatide, I mean, these are amazing drugs. So at that point, like, you're going to lose weight 100%. Like, there's no like guessing game. It's going to be there. How much weight you're going to lose and everything like that totally depends on you and your nutrition and how much you're going to exercise. But both are going to be great options. ECA Stack Plus, AOD 9604. I would mix those together. Or you could use semaglutide with ECAs or tirzepatide with ECAs. Or you could do AOD with these things. So if you really wanted to double up on something and really wanted to hurry up and get this result, those would be the ways that you could do it. If you're talking about, gaining some lean muscle mass and stuff like that, maybe some IGF-1. If he's not performing in the bedroom like he wants to perform, or he's having problems and you really want to look at those testosterone levels, make sure they're good. And if they're not, and you still don't want to do anything about them, then I would recommend doing like our Supermans or something like that, you're going to be ready, you're going to be confident, and you're going to go in there and rock and roll and not have any problems. If you do want to look at possibly boosting testosterone levels and you don't want to do testosterone, totally understandable. You can go more of a natural route type deal where you could do like enclomiphene, and that would probably raise your levels, right? And this is something they do for fertility protocols. It's not going to shut down your natural production or anything like that.
Right.
It's only going to stimulate. And at that point, you could possibly do that, and that could possibly correct some different things as far as performance and help out metabolism if it's a little bit boosted as far as testosterone levels. It really depends on the person, and it really depends on what those levels are at. But like I said, if you don't want to do no testosterone boosting whatsoever, ECA Stack, AOD, or semaglutide, tirzepatide, and you can mix ECAs with that or AOD with that too as well.
I love that. I like the enclomiphene was one idea.
Yep.
And then glutathione, I think is a
Oh,
good
that's
one
another
for him.
one. That's another one.
The AOD, I think, is brilliant.
Yep.
And the EAAs obviously
Yep.
is a good to go. And we're talking about 4 things right there to help him get there, even without him wanting to do the one aspect of that, which I think is great. And it helps him. And it gets him to that position where he wants to be. So it's cool that Titan Medical, again, for anybody out there that's going one-sided, doesn't want to do anything, there's, again, this is around you. They don't, and in no world do these guys push their stuff on you. That's what I love about it.
Definitely not.
How you run your company. You don't push anything. You make sure the nutrition, take care of that stuff that you can really take care of. Sleep, nutrition, train correctly, eat right, and then optimize the health the very best you can.
Absolutely.
And do a realistic thing that you can do for a long period of time. And I agree with you. You get somebody in shape, they'll stay with you forever.
100%. You'll change your life.
Yeah.
You change somebody's life, they'll believe in you forever. For sure, 100%.
Jeffrey, will you do one more thing before we go? Will you throw those before and afters up again? I thought this was great. And this is what Johnny and I have been talking about, was when people do a transformation, everybody wins. Look at it. A nice little after. Wow. Here's one of the Titan Medical people.
Wow.
Again, this is great. A mother, a couple kids, married, job, and everything, and still got her there. And then we got this guy in such good shape. He said, "I'm jumping up on stage." And
that's awesome.
And look at that. On the left, you can pull it off of there. But on the left there, you got a guy that, it's just, I'm not liking how I look. I was at the beach. I didn't like this. This is me, the beginning. And anybody that's sending your pictures in, again, remember, we're not going to post any of your pictures. This is just for check-ins for the Titan Medical team. But again, I hope everybody here at the end does that.
Me too.
This is where I started, but this is where I went to.
Yes.
I think it's a cool thing, and it changes your life forever.
It's very cool. It's very cool to see people to do it in person. Like when you see them and you're like, oh, and then 60, 90 days later, they've totally changed things around. I mean, man, it's amazing. It really is. It's amazing. I love it, man. I love, people want to do this. It's all about giving them the motivation. And like I said before, you doing this, right, as yourself, motivates other people out there. And if you can do it, somebody will look at that. Maybe it's a friend, a family member, and they'll be like, I can do it too. And they'll get on that train, hopefully, and you'll hopefully change their life. And on and on and on and on we go.
That's what we do this, man. I love this. I see we got some questions here. Jeffrey.
Are there any negative, potential, health concerns if somebody's free test is really low? Is that like a precursor to anything potentially?
Did you hear that? The question is there anything, just for anybody that didn't, is there any precursors, or is low free testosterone for a man possible cause something that may not be good in life?
So, I mean, obviously, you might not get erections. You might not have energy. Your quality of life may be in the toilet because free testosterone is your bioavailable testosterone in your body that's circulating. But there's not for instance, when women get old, usually they get osteoporosis because they have low testosterone levels and stuff like that. So if your testosterone is low and not just free over time, this could happen, right? So that could be a negative side effect. But if the total is up, usually you're not going to go through something like that. But there's obviously something that's not clicking in the body. Your testosterone is getting bound up, and that's why it's not available in the body. So there's different things you can look at to hopefully improve the free testosterone. Now, we have a therapy, and it's called Danazol, and it will free testosterone up through the roof. You take one of these capsules, your testosterone, as far as free testosterone, is going to bump through the roof. Now, if you have a good total, we tried to steer away from this because it could affect the total. It could lower the total a little bit. So at that point, we don't want to do any damage. We just want to give you benefit. Now, there could be other things out there that you could possibly improve your free testosterone with too without getting into testosterone, aka clomiphene or HCG. These things could possibly work too as well. So it just depends on the person, I guess. But there's no negative side effects with free testosterone by itself just being low, except for you not feeling good, quality of life's in the toilet, you're not performing.
Well,
Also,
that is a
depression.
side effect. I mean,
I guess depression is a bad one.
yeah,
Depression could be a bad one.
I think most people would say, well, that's not really that bad. Well, I think not having your tool to perform is a bad thing. But for me,
For me too.
I mean, I don't
That's
think
everything.
I think ED is a serious thing, and it's not a fun thing. And then on top of that, the energy that goes along with it. So, in a sense, yeah. Regardless, and I do know some guys that have amazing. I know that you were like, wait a minute, this guy has 1,000, which
Yes.
you guys know that 900's at like that peak level
Yeah.
for a youngster.
Yes.
And this guy is in his 50s and he's over 1,000.
That's crazy.
Natural, but his free is at 11. You know, it's
Yeah.
10 and 11, which is at the bottom of the barrel. And so I
Yeah.
just was saying to him, it's like, I think the 1,000 is great, but 700 is great, but your
Right.
free being up would make more sense for a healthy person living a full life and stuff.
Sorry,
So
guys.
it's all right, Captain. So I've kept you for a while, man. I'm sorry. You got so much good information for us
Ah.
to do this.
I love it, man. I love it. This is my passion, man. So I could be here all day talking. It's all good.
All right. So let's wrap it up with just a talk again real quick to just these guys. V-Day, second level. Get a
Yes.
phone call over there. And with the number is right there for everybody to see.
Yes. Buy 5, get the 6th one free. All the Beto enhancers. And you know, there's one I never talked about, and I usually don't talk about it on here because I probably wouldn't do this one myself. I never have. This is one therapy that John has not done from Type Medical Center. One, Trimix or Quad Mix. Have you ever heard of it?
Is that the okay? My boy here's mentioned it to me before. Yeah.
Man, Jeff, you know everything, huh? You do your research, don't you? I guess being out in LA with all the porn stars, you probably learned something.
I had to cover some shifts at work for some guys because they were having
They took
they took a little too much of the Trimix.
they couldn't come into work.
Yeah.
Jeez
Dude.
Louise.
Yeah, so let's talk about that real quick. So Trimix and Quad Mix, basically Trimix is 3 different medications. Quad Mix is 4 different medications. Now, what do those do? So this is something that you would inject into your penis, and it would make it erect automatically for 4 to 6 hours. No going down if you don't want it to go down. No problem. Problem is, guys usually think, oh, I could take a little bit more, right? And what do? They take too much. And what happens is their erections do not go down. This can be a serious problem, a serious health problem, guys.
Oh my God.
So it's just like Viagra or something like that. If you keep blood into your penis for more than 6 hours, you can do permanent damage to the capillaries in your penis, and your erections will never be the same ever again. Think about that.
Yeah.
So if you are going to get Trimix or Quad Mix, which we do offer, I just don't promote it because I wouldn't do it myself. I can't tell you guys my experience. It is what it is. But I have a ton of people that order it. But we do make them get the antidote to it. And it's because I had one of my doctors thought he was going to be Mr. Superman, took more because he's got that God complex. And at that point, he called me like 8 hours in. I go, you need to go to the hospital immediately or call a urologist over to your house, a buddy. And what do they had to do? He waited till about 12, 13 hours in, and it was starting to become real painful. And they had to go, and they get this big needle, and they go in your vein and your penis, and they drain it. So it's okay to experiment and play with. I know it's not a good image in your mind, but it's something that I want to make people aware about because people they play around with it, and they don't have that antidote, and they're going to have to go to the emergency room to get it fixed. So take the recommended dose. Don't think you're Superman in that level, but you will be Superman in the bedroom by using it. I know one guy, he's older, he does not need it, right? Can get erections by himself on testosterone, but he goes out to Miami and he likes to get 4 girls at a time. And what does he do? He just plays for hours with the 4 girls, and they're like, who is this guy? How is this guy doing this? And that's how he's doing it.
Well, there we go. I still got to figure out why Jeff knows so much about this. Why you got so many shifts covered at work and stuff like that. Johnny, I love it, brother. I love it, man.
Yeah.
Keep doing your thing. I'll talk to you later today. Thank you
Thanks,
so
brother.
much for doing this, brother, as always.
Of course.
And then
Love it.
everybody, join the Titan Medical 60-day challenge. I'm going to be helping out as much as I can as well on this. This is it. This is Titan Medical team right here. And we'll see
That's
you guys.
right.
Arnold, we'll be back here on Tuesday.
Team Titan, let's
Thanks,
go.
brother.
See you later, bro. Bye.
You guys, I love it. V-Day, get your number right there. Give a call over there. Tell them the Titan sent you. And then please your girl or significant other the best you can on V-Day. Have a great V-Day. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great one. We got a cool guest tomorrow. So come back tomorrow. We'll see you then.